The movie begins with Alex Grady, a skilled welder, teaching his son Walter to ride a bike. Later, a letter arrives from Tommy Lee, who runs a karate class inviting Alex to try out for the U.S. Olympic karate team for the 1988 Summer Olympics in South Korea. Though excited, Alex is cautious and shares the news with his mother, who expresses concern about his past shoulder injury and the potential risks of competing. Meanwhile, at the tryouts, Travis Brickley stood out when Alex needed adhesive tape. Travis flatly refused to share. Fortunately, Tommy Lee stepped in, tossing Alex a roll with quiet generosity, a gesture not lost on Frank Puzo, the intense and watchful head coach of the U.S. team. As the matches began, Alex kicked his opponent, Virgil Keller, and Travis warned Virgil not to block with his face. Sonny Grasso joked that Travis's bad temper might be linked to unresolved childhood issues, perhaps stemming from a lack of breastfeeding. The humor faded quickly when Travis argued with the referee during his match, losing as a result. After a series of intense matches, Coach 𝐂𝐡𝐢 handed the final team list to Mr. Jennings, the Olympic Committee chairman. Despite concerns over Alex's shoulder injury, Jennings announced the selected athletes Alex, Sonny, Virgil, Tommy, and Travis were all set for the team in a private room. Coach 𝐂𝐡𝐢 laid down his strict rules with drill sergeant intensity, punctuality, teamwork, and focus were mandatory. No women, no drugs, no alcohol. Anything less would cost them the chance to reach the finish line. With 3 months to prepare for their first match against South Korea, every moment counted. The athletes were then shown to their living quarters and introduced to their roommates. Afterward, Tommy found himself paired with Alex and soon learned of Alex's quiet resilience as a widower. And Alex told him about his son and his dead wife. Meanwhile, across the hall, Don revealed his collection of computer discs packed with statistic books on every major taekwondo athlete, a data goldmine he proudly showed to Sonny. Not to be outdone, Sonny displayed his own treasure, a compact disc collection of rare opera performances, proving that even fighters could have refined tastes in another corner of the living quarters. Travis prepared himself for a night on the town. Visibly annoyed by Virgil's serene meditation routine, determined to blow off some steam before the grueling training began, they headed to a nearby bar. At the bar, Virgil was dancing with another woman, and Travis makes trouble, almost immediately flirting shamelessly with another man's woman. Unsurprisingly, his antics sparked a full-blown bar brawl, and the man came and kicked the woman while he was attempting to kick Travis. As fists flew and chaos erupted, Frank Puzo made an unexpected appearance rather than stepping in. He calmly took a seat at the bar, sipping his drink and watching the fight unfold with what could only be described as quiet amusement. Once the dust settled and the bar patrons were left sprawled on the floor, Puzo coolly ordered his team to get back on the bus. The next day, Catherine, who was the psychologist of the team, came to the office of Frank. However, Frank didn't want her involvement in the team, but she reassures him that her impact on the team, and she explains her details. Background, and she convinced him that the team needs mental help to defeat the Korean team. Despite their protests, the team met Catherine, who emphasized that the Korean fighters had been mastering meditation and focus since childhood without these mental skills. She warned the U.S. team wouldn't stand a chance. The team then underwent a grueling training session that tested their physical and mental limits. Meanwhile, the Korean team prepared for their own intense workout. Catherine introduced yoga and meditation to the team, which they greeted with skepticism. The importance of focus became clear when they learned that a tie in a match would be decided by sheer strength when no one stepped up to demonstrate. 𝐂𝐡𝐢 made an unexpected choice: Catherine. The team watched in disbelief as she calmly shattered all 5 blocks with precision and ease. One afternoon, tensions between Travis and Tommy hit a boiling point when Travis openly challenged Tommy to a fight. When Tommy declined, Travis sneered, asking if he was yellow. With a calm but pointed wit, Tommy reassures it is triggering an eruption of laughter from the others that left Travis momentarily mad. Later, the team gathered to watch footage of the formidable Korean fighters they'd be up against. As the screen flickered with scenes of precision and power, Tommy discovered he'd been matched against Korea's finest Deon Pak that same evening. Haunted by memories long buried, Tommy dreamed of being a wide-eyed 5-year-old, watching his older brother David compete in a high-stakes tournament. In the dream, David squared off against Deon Pak. A devastating kick to the head ended the fight, and tragically, David's life leaving a trauma that had shaped Tommy ever since. The following day, Tommy and Travis are in the ring for training purposes. When Travis attempts an illegal move, Tommy quickly manages to kick Travis crashing to the mat, while the others took it as a satisfying display of skill. 𝐂𝐡𝐢 wasn't pleased. He pulled Tommy aside, expressing concern about his restraint. 𝐂𝐡𝐢 warned him that if he hesitated like that in the tournament, Dahan wouldn't just beat him, he'd destroy him. As the team prepared to leave for Korea, disaster struck. Alex received heartbreaking news that his son Walter had been hit by a car. He told Frank he needed to leave, but Frank insisted he prioritize the team. Alex rushed home to find Walter in a coma, which devastated him. The next day, Walter regained consciousness, offering hope, relieved. Alex returned to training only for Frank to refuse to reinstate him, putting Alex's place on the team in jeopardy. Later, Alex found Tommy and tried to talk him through his fears. Tommy admitted that the thought of facing Damon terrified him, not because of losing, but because he feared his anger might push him to kill the man. Alex, however, saw the real battle Tommy was fighting and urged him to let go of his bottled-up rage, warning that holding it would only destroy him from the inside. Unmoved, Tommy dismissed the advice, got on his motorcycle, and sped off into the distance, leaving Alex behind to wonder if his teammate could overcome his demons. Later, Travis, Virgil, and Sonny approached Corso together, insisting that without both Alex and Tommy, they had no chance of success. 𝐂𝐡𝐢 listened without response, simply reminding them to be on the flight the next morning. However, in a moment of quiet resolve, he reached out to Alex, inviting him back to the team, a sign of hope for their future. The following morning, Tommy appeared at the airport, ready to rejoin the team. 𝐂𝐡𝐢, ever stoic, gave him a nod of approval. When the team landed in Seoul, South Korea, Corso gathered them for a final word of encouragement. He reminded them that victory wasn't the only measure of greatness. If they gave everything they had, win or lose, they would truly be the best of the best. As the team entered, Alex's eyes searched the crowd and lit up when he spotted his mother and Walter cheering from the stands. The competition began with a rough start. Sonny was first up but endured a relentless assault, losing his boot and setting the tone for the Koreans' dominance. Virgil followed, but his efforts fell short, widening the gap to an 11-point Korean lead. Then came Travis stepping into the ring with his characteristic grit. The match was brutal, and a devastating blow to his head left him bleeding profusely and struggling to see. Yet with sheer determination, Travis pushed through, battling fiercely to bring the match to a tie, earning his teammates' respect and giving the U.S. a sliver of hope. With the match tied, the competition shifted to a test of strength. Breaking cement blocks, Travis stepped up first, shattering 6 blocks in an impressive display. However, his Korean opponent raised the stakes, smashing through 9 and keeping Korea in the lead as the tension mounted. Tommy pulled Alex aside with quiet determination. He reminded Alex that the responsibility for victory now rested on their shoulders, starting strong and quickly gaining the upper hand. But his momentum faltered when his opponent landed a lucky stinging blow, following it with a taunt that struck a nerve. Fury took over and Alex lunged at his opponent. The moment spiraled out of control as both teams stormed the mats ready to clash. Chaos threatened to erupt, but the coaches and security intervened just in time, pulling the fighters apart and restoring a fragile order to the high-stakes arena. In the third round, Alex's match took a brutal turn when a flying kick from his opponent dislocated his shoulder. He demanded Tommy reset his shoulder, gritting his teeth against the pain, fighting with one arm pinned to his side. Alex summoned every ounce of determination and executed a powerful dropkick, with the score now 29 for South Korea and 22 for the USA. It all came down to Tommy's face-off against Damon Park. The match started unfavorably with 𝐷AN scoring 3 quick points. Bruised but undeterred, Tommy returned to the ring, needing either 6 points or a knockout to win. The second round was a relentless battle. 𝐷AN landed another illegal blow that went unnoticed by the referee, but Tommy persevered, landing strike after strike until he broke 𝐷AN's leg. With the match tied and only 30 seconds remaining, Damon struggled to stand, his face etched with pain as Tommy prepared to deliver a final, decisive blow. He froze, haunted by a vivid memory of Damon's fatal kick to his brother. Rage and hesitation coursed through him as he stood trembling. Recognizing Tommy's turmoil, Alex Caruso and the assistant coaches urged him to hold back. Fearing that 𝐷AN wouldn't survive the strike, the buzzer sounded before Tommy acted and 𝐷AN collapsed to the mat. Despite his fall, 𝐷AN was declared the winner by points. As the dust settled, Caruso embraced Tommy, speaking softly but firmly. He assured him that though the scoreboard didn't show it, Tommy had truly won the match in every way that mattered. As the victorious Korean team received their gold medals, the moment took an unexpected turn. Bloodied and limping, 𝐷AN made his way over to Tommy in a voice filled with solemn respect. He told Tommy to save a life with defeat is to earn victory and honor. Then, to the astonishing bit of everyone watching, 𝐷AN removed his medal and placed it around Tommy's neck with deep sincerity. He apologized for David's death. The movie concludes with the rest of the Korean team followed suit, giving their medals to the American fighters. The arena erupted into thunderous applause, a standing ovation that celebrated not just the competition, but the profound display of honor, sportsmanship, and unity that transcended the final score.